All right, guys, welcome back. It's Sunday, February 8th, 2026. And your host again, trainer, CEO, cloud architect with a strong network security AI background and also security and cybersecurity. So, again, that's a mixture of everything, but my main focus is cloud architecture and the compute. And I'm also a trainer for about 12 years. If you've ever and today's class is going to be a fun class, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I get this a lot and it pisses me off. Yeah, yeah, I know. Or yeah, yeah, I get it. And that yeah, yeah is like, it's not even like a word. I don't even know why people use that slang, and it pisses me off. Because and again, if you ever wondered on a call and you heard the rookie or the prospect say, yeah, yeah, I got it, and you thought that meant you were winning, then this one is for you. This class is for you, because that response is an agreement, it's a signal. Uh, and I hear it a lot from a lot of people. So, again, this is a response. The response isn't an agreement, it's a signal. Right? And you'll hear this a lot. Yeah, yeah, I got it. Okay, yeah. I understand. With the sounds. And I think in our last few classes back, we talked about the hums and when to break and stuff. And this is another huge one that, you know, breaks apart in sales, right? And today I'm going to show you exactly how sales rookies misread it, or prospects misread it, and how sales professionals use it to take back control of the conversation, right? So very important to understand that. We're breaking down real world language. We're gonna break down real objections and the subtle moments that separate people who get ghosted from people who get paid. This isn't a theory. It's how conversations actually move, and how to really lead them. So let's get to it and let's go. When a prospect says, "Yeah, yeah, I got it," that's not a yes. All right, it's a warning. So today I'm going to show you rookies and prospects, how rookies and prospects miss it, and how sales professionals turn it into momentum. All right, and when we start breaking it down, we're going to start understanding how the movement works and what works with it. Right. So you know, it's simply a response that's a brush off, not really an agreement. So when we look at how what that really means, it usually means one of three things, right? Either I don't see the value. Yeah, yeah, I got it. Means I don't see the value, and this was one of my favorite classes that I've taught in the past. You're talking to me. You're talking to me, not with me. At me, sorry, not with me, right? And three, I want this conversation to end politely. Sales professionals hear this as resistance, right? And that resistance is disguised as an agreement, right? And what kills the deal in this aspect is, you have a prospect or a rookie that says, "Yeah, yeah, I got it." Okay, great. Should we move forward? Or awesome, I'll send you the info. And right there, the rookie takes the word literally, misses the emotional signal, right, from the prospect, right, or pushes forward without alignment. Now, the prospect either disengages or ghosts later. And to me, that's like disrespectful, right? So sometimes you'll get the prospect or you'll get the rookie right? They'll hear an agreement or they'll feel unheard. And that's huge, right? So, you'll have this, yeah, yeah, I got it, right? And you'll get this response saying, okay, put this responses here, right? Okay, great. Should we move forward? Or awesome, I'll send you the info, right? And yeah, yeah, I got it. Right. And right there, that kills the whole thing. So as sales professionals and warriors, we need to regain what regains control, right? So we have to understand what regains control. And right, and that's the whole point is what really regains control, right? And this is for the sales professionals and warriors, right? So you have different options, right? And in these, I have a three. It's called three options, right? So I have option one here, and option one is kind of cool, where you have the concept of the gentle interruption plus your reset, right? So the prospect will say, "Yeah, yeah, I got it," and then the warrior will say, "Okay, got it. Before we move on, can I ask what part actually stands out to you so far?" Bang, right? And the gentle interruption is important because copy this here for you guys. And I want you guys to understand where I'm getting this from because these are ones that I've kind of gotten in the past, right? And the gentle interruption is important because this is what really gains control for us, right? So I'm going to, right? So you got the prospect saying, "Yeah, yeah, I got it," versus "got it." Before we move on, can I ask what particularly stands out? And this is where it's gentle and kind of gives us a reset on that. And you're slowing the conversation, right, in this aspect, right? And why that works is you're forcing engagement, right? And you're testing real understanding with one another. And the more you look into it, the more you start understanding, like, okay, I got it. Before we move on, it looks simple. It's not. It's just doing multiple jobs at once, right? So when the prospect says, "Yeah, yeah, I got it," they're actually trying to speed past the explanation. And I've said this before, and they try to want to end that topic, and that's rude, right? Like I'm sure the prospect gets it. I'm sure the rookie and the thing understand, like that's being rude right there. Like end the topic right away. That's what they basically want, and they just want to regain control politely, right? So that rookie will speed up with them, which is a no-no. And the sales professional, you want to slow down things, right? Calmly, especially in that. And that line, why this line works is before we move on, right? Got it. Before we move on, you're signaling that you're not done yet, right? But it's said respectfully, not forcefully. You're keeping authority without any friction, right? You're pacing the conversation again, which works, right? And that way, when you're saying, "Yeah, yeah," you're being really passive. You're forcing engagement. It's no more passive listening. It's passive. Your question requires participation. So the prospect now must either think, must either, and this is for the yeah, yeah, must think, you know, must choose something. I'm not typing properly today. Okay, must choose something or just respond with meaning, right? They can't just nod along anymore, right? So that shifts from listener mode, right? This shifts from listener mode, right, to decision maker mode. And that's big, right? That's a huge psychological transition in sales. And I'm going to write this down. And this is a huge, huge psychological transition, transition inside of sales. Think about it, right? You also have to see when we talk about got it before we move on. Can I ask what part of the uh part actually stands out to you so far, which is a great question, right? Sales warriors, and sales warriors, I recommend, and I know I've seen this a lot, and I've used this a few times, right? So, you're forcing engagement again. We talked about that, and this kind of tests real understanding without actually challenging them, right? So, you're not really asking. You're do you understand? Does that make sense? Those right there, when those invite lazy yes answers. Yeah, yeah, I got it. That's a lazy, like, it's basically saying, I understand. Yeah, yeah, I get it. You don't have to tell me anything. You don't have to tell me nothing. I know more than you do. Like, that's not what you're trying to do. So instead, you asking professionals what part, right? And this is part of the sales warrior. What part actually stands out to you so far, right? And that answer that they must actually, to answer that, they must actually understand something. They either care about something or they reveal they don't. And either answer helps you, right? If they can't answer, you just uncovered confusion, right? If they can, you learn what matters to them. So that's a huge test of real understanding, right? And you know, I'm gonna write this down for you guys because I think this will help you. The 4 steps here, just so that you understand. Oops, just want you guys to get it, right? And this is one. This is two. Forces engagement. We talked about this already, right? Without actually losing control, without actually losing control, right? Right. So yeah, yeah, I got it. They're actually trying to speak past it, and we talked either end the topic or regain control politely, right? And then number, sorry, the yeah, yeah is passive in this case, right? So either they must now think the prospect, they must choose something, or just respond to you with a meaning, right? They can't just nod along, and that shifts them from that listener mode, like we said before. And then number three, it tests real understanding without ever challenging them, right? So you're not really asking, do you understand? Does that make sense? Those invite the lazy answers, like I just said. And instead, you're either asking what part stands out to you, right? So if we go back to, I'm going to do this 4 steps, right? And this is 4 steps, right? Or 4 layers, right? And again, you got it. Before we move on, what can I ask? What part actually stands out to you so far, right? And this is where the real test, the test real understanding, right? Without you actually challenging them. And to answer that, you either must actually understand something, must care about something, or reveal they don't. Either answer will help you, but if they can't answer, you just uncovered confusion, right? If they can, you learn what matters to them. And number four, pulls back the concept or the prospect. It pulls the prospect back into the dialogue, right? Log. It's French. Okay. Right. So before the question, they're talking, right? Before the question, they're disengaging. Anything after the question, they're talking and you're listening. So it's a little bit, you're talking, they're disengaging. They're talking, you're listening. So the role reversal is powerful, right? So now you regain curiosity. Now you know con, increase, you have trust your trust increases tremendously, and they feel unheard, right? The prospect feels unheard, and importantly, resistance drops 100%. So your shoulders from shrugging, they're dropping that resistance, right? So they feel like they're ready to go. So remember something: rookies versus professional thinking. This is the real difference, right? They said they got it. I should move toward closing. And that's the rookie mindset after, yeah, yeah, I got it. They said I got it. I should move forward, right? Or towards closing or move forward. And this is what the rookie mindset is versus the professional warrior mindset, right? And there's different scenarios like, hey, they got it, rookie. The rookie would say, hey, right? Or rookie or fictitious. Yeah, they said I got it, right? I should move toward closing. Not necessarily, right? So as a professional, right? They said, yeah, yeah. That's signal to re-anchor and attention and relevance, right? They said, yeah, 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 right? That to them that's a signal to re-anchor attention and relevance. Right? Professionals don't chase momentum; they rebuild it, right? And when they rebuild it intentionally. So think about it that way, and that's the real difference, right? Between those two, and why this works so well on cold calls and Zoom calls, and through the cold chat like LinkedIn and Instagram and X is it's neutral, right? You're not really sounding defensive. It's confident, you know. Um, they said, yeah, yeah, that's a signal to re-anchor. It's curious. You're not really feeling pushy. Prospects don't feel sold. They don't feel pressured. They don't feel corrected. They feel this person is actually paying attention. And that's when conversations reopen, right? So when prospects rush you verbally, slow them down with curiosity. And this is what I can teach you because that's sales maturity right there, right? And this is a line that I want you guys to understand because this makes sense is when prospects rush you verbally, slow them down with curiosity, not information, right? That's called sales maturity, right? Again, in soul you have we have different variations and different tones. We can do role plays of what happens when the prospect gives you sort of a weaker answer and show you how to recover if they nothing really stands out. Just again message the word yeah, right? And I'll send you over a PDF on some of that information. Right? So, remember what I said. When a prospect rushes you verbally, slow them down with curiosity, right? And message the word, yeah, right? And I'll send you over some information as to when the prospects rush you verbally, you and slow them down. There's a different variations in the lines, and you'll see. And I'll give you an example. Before I go, I just want to give you an example of what a different tone looks like the calm consultative tone. Got it. Before we move on, what part feels most relevant to you so far? Got it. Before we move on, what part feels most relevant to you? All right. And then you can actually go, I got it. Before we move on, what part actually feels relevant to you so far? So, low pressure invites and give the little different tones, right? You want to invite reflection, you want to keep a rapport intact, right? And you can also say, like, understood, just so I'm tracking what stood out to you when in what I shared or fair enough, what jumped out to you, right? So you're not changing what you're doing, you're adjusting how you say it to match the room. Remember that, right? You don't want to give weak answers like, oh, I guess the pricing structure. Yeah, the pricing is great. Let me explain it more. That to me is a no-no, right? So again, message me the word yeah, and I'll send you over some great information and objections. Like, for example, got it when you say pricing what matters to you. And I'll give you some more as they move along, right? Because there's different mindsets. And I'll show you what the rookie reaction is versus how that kills the deal versus where, you know, the sales professional warrior responses are, right? So message me the word yeah, and and I'll get you it over. So I want to thank you guys again. Remember this in sales, it's not the words that end deals, it's how we interpret it. Okay, remember that 100%. When the prospect says, yeah, yeah, I got it, or the rookie says, yeah, yeah, I got it, that's not agreement. It's a signal. A moment where rookies rush and professionals slow down, ask better questions, and take control. You don't win by talking more. Right? Pause, reflect, stay on their frequency. You win by listening better, right? You win by leading calmly and staying curious when others get uncomfortable. So apply this in your next call, your next meeting, your next objection, and watch how the conversation changes when you do. Again, sales warriors, stay sharp, stay grounded, and sell like a professional.